I literally don't understand why people ship Alina and the Darkling. Someone please explain. Hey dudes, what's up? It's I'm Assassin, and today we are reviewing Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo, the second book to the Shadow and Bone / Gearsha trilogy. Now, first, I want to mention beanie and stuff and looking real disgusting. Didn't want to do my hair and anything like that, so kind of just wanted to point that out before anybody's like, what? So first things first, you should probably go look at my first review of Shadow and Bone before you get to this review, or if you haven't read Shadow and Bone, there's going to be spoilers from that book for this review, and overall spoilerly stuff. So just forewarn before you get through this video. Now, this book is the second book of the Gearsha trilogy, and it continues on with Alina, and she basically, from the first book, ran away from the kingdom and was chilling out with Mel, running around doing weird jobs, not using her powers, blah blah blah. Got captured by the Darkling, found the sea monster on the cover, which is the second amplifier. Then there was a riot on board, and she got moved to another ship, and then basically is traveling back to the capital and finds out the Prince Nikolai is there and wants to help her and use her to defeat the Darkling, and she's basically in the capital trying to be the leader of an army, trying to gain more power, trying to figure out just overall how to defeat the Darkling. And if that sounds good to you, I'd read it, of course. You should probably read the first book first, but it's all up to you, I guess. But definitely probably should read the first book first. It's kind of a no-brainer. I do have a lot to say about that, so let's get into those actual good stuff instead of nitpicks first. So first thing, which sounds a little weird, because I know from the first video it's a little weird, my train of thought, but the title of the book makes sense pretty early on. Siege and Storm makes sense. Siege on the capital, siege on a pirate ship, storm on a pirate, like it makes sense. And the monster on the cover comes in literally first few chapters, and I'm surprised I like that. I'm surprised I kind of don't like when I don't know the title of the book. I've come to realize with this book series, I like when I know the book title pretty early on. So that's something I didn't know about myself that it's interesting to see here. So the title is very good. Love the coloring. This is, of course, a lot like the first book, and I know there's different versions. Like the first release of this book didn't look like this. Same with Shadow and Bone, but of course I have this series, this version, because 2019 has it like this instead of the original. But I like it. I like the color scheme. I like the name. I like the sea monster there. It's all real good. So, my other real nice little thing that I liked about it, spoiler alert for the end of this book. It's not a big spoiler, but it's definitely a spoiler. Basically, Alina has been getting more powerful with these amplifiers, this amplifier and the deer from the first book, and it's corrupting her. It's affecting her mind. It's affecting her powers. Like when she first gets this amplifier on her, her powers explode and she almost feels like she can't control it, but of course learns to control it. And so I kind of like that corruption of her power, that like absolute power corrupts absolutely, of course. And so it's nice to see that she's not just going to get all powerful like the Darkling without repercussions. And it's really nice to see that in this book it really goes down and hard about her and trying to figure out her humanity, and also to decide, does she want power? Does she want her old life back? Is Alina still there, or is it someone new? Can she bring Alina back if it's someone new? It's a really nice idea in this book, and it's played really well. So I definitely love that whole concept. My second favorite thing about this book is the Mel and Alina's relationship. I absolutely adore Mel to my core. I love Mel so much, and Mel and Alina's relationship in the beginning of this book is so cute, and even at the end of Shadow and Bone, it's really cute, and I love their relationship so much. Of course, it kind of comes breaking apart at the end, but at the beginning, it's just so pure and so good, and there's so many lines in this book that really hit hard with me, especially the line that's when Alina's like, I thought you wanted to go, and he's like, I wanted you to ask me to stay. That hit me so hard. There's a bunch of lines that I've taken pictures of, actually, and they're all from Mel, and it's all because he's such a great character, and I love him. I love the relationship, and like, he's not like sassy, but he has a sassy moment, and it's just, I love Mel. I love Mel with all of my heart, and nothing can change it at this point. I love Mel. So let's get to my nitpicks. First things first, I did not like how quick Alina got captured again. Basically, the first chapter or so, I believe, is about Alina and Mel like living in town and trying to find getting jobs and like trying to get enough money to leave, and then all of a sudden Darkling finds her. Like that. Darkling finds her. And I get why Leigh Bardugo, I was gonna say the author, but Leigh Bardugo did this. I get it. Because she needed to get to the main point of this book, but it was just so quick and so fast, and like it came out of nowhere, but not in a good come out of nowhere, like oh my god, it's the Darkling. No, it's like a chapter into it, and Darkling's already there. Darkling already got her, already locked her up, and it's like, really? Like they just ran away, and you get a chapter of them being together in a town, and then all of a sudden the Darkling's there for no apparent reason. Because I would like to know, mainly, how did the Darkling know he was there? I get he says, like, oh, she's left an expensive trail, but like, it's just so quick and just like, oh my god. And then 5 chapters into it, she's gone again. She figures out a way to get away from the Darkling with the helps of Storm something, Nikolai. And it's almost like I get why she was captured so quick, and I get why she escaped so quick, but it just feels like it should have been not drug out, but it should have been like it should have been more important that she got recaptured and that she escaped. But no, it was just like just real quick. She was in, she was out. She got the monster, the sea monster, killed him. It's done. It's done with. And then they go to the capital. So it's just like, it's a small thing, but it's just one of those things. So the next thing is that the Darkling had one of his like monsters bite her shoulder, and from what I think it is that he comes to her as like a vision type of thing, but he's actually like coming to her and nobody else can see the Darkling. And I think it's from the cut, but they don't really like, Leigh Bardugo doesn't truly explain it. I believe it's from the bite, but anyways, I didn't like that. I like the whole idea that it was like the Darkling, like she could see the Darkling because she's scarred. I like that. But then coming to find out that it's actually really the Darkling, and there's this moment in the book where she had just broken up with Mel, and Darkling came to her looking like Mel, and so she starts making out with him thinking it's Mel, and it's not. And I'm like, that is so disgusting. That is so like rapey and like gross, and like it just one of the main reasons I don't like the Darkling, because it just like, I don't understand why people shit him and her, like, I get they have a connection or whatever, but it's so gross and weird. Like, I don't even think the Darkling loves her, how some people review it. I just, like, he's just coming to her in the most vulnerable of times and is trying to manipulate her. And it's gross. And I honestly think the Darkling could have been written so amazing and been a great villain, but it just, he's not hitting the mark for me, and he's super creepy, and I just want him to die. It's just like, there's no if and but, like, there's nothing. I don't like the Darkling. He's disgusting. He's trash. And it's like super creepy and rapey, and like, it's just even more so in this book when he can come to her as visions. Like, I just really don't like the Darkling, as you probably know if you watch my first review of the first book. So it's just like, I don't know what to do with the Darkling. I don't like him. I will never like him. I just don't understand. My other little nitpick is that I got really hyped up for Nikolai. Now, Nikolai is the prince, the youngest prince of the kingdom Rakvia, I believe it's pronounced. And I was so hyped up, and I was like, oh my god, maybe I'll really like him. But I knew that everyone was hyping up the Darkling, and I don't like the Darkling, so I was like, okay, hopefully I like Nikolai. I didn't. Like, Nikolai was alright. He was an alright character, but he wasn't like, oh my god, Nikolai, like, I love him, I want to marry him. No, not at all. Like, I don't like him. Like, he's sassy, which is nice, but like, sometimes his sassiness doesn't hit the bar that it needs to. And then there's other times where he'll do something super weird to Alina. Like, the beginning of it, like, when you kind of first figure out it's Nikolai, he proposes to her so that they can have like a treaty or whatever, and I get it, it's fine. But then later on, he's like, I really want to kiss you right now, but I won't until you stop thinking of him. And I'm like, who in their right mind would ever say that? Like, that's disgusting. That's gross. Now, he doesn't know that they're broken up. Like, if they're broken up, that's a little bit more like, okay. But he doesn't know that, and so just to say like, hey, I want to kiss you right now, but not until you forget about him and think about me, I'm like, who the hell do you think you are? What sane person would tell the person they like that might be dating someone like, hey, I really want to kiss you right now, but not until you forget about that guy? Like, I get he's trying to be like, oh, nice about it, and like trying to be almost like a gentleman about wanting to kiss her, but like, just keep it to yourself. Just keep it to yourself. Stop being weird. Like, stop it. I didn't understand that whole like, I want to kiss you scene. Just like, chill. Chill. She doesn't like you. She's never said she likes you. She said you're handsome, but she doesn't trust you. Multiple times she says she doesn't trust you and that you're just playing games with her. So I'm like, oh my god. Like, I don't understand how he's a love interest at all. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. He's an alright character, just like the dark. I hate the Darkling, but at least with Nikolai, I'm alright with him. But it just like, I cannot. So my next nitpick is Alina. I don't like Alina. Now, she's an alright character. I like her more than Nikolai, but she does so many things in this book that I just don't like. Like, all her visions and stuff about the Darkling is really affecting her, and like, the power is consuming her and corrupting her. She doesn't tell anyone. She does not tell a single freaking person, okay? And then she's complaining about like being pulled away and not feeling like the rest of the group and like feeling alone again. Like, girl, just tell people. Tell Mel. I don't understand why she doesn't tell Mel from the get-go that she sees the Darkling. I don't get why she's hiding that. There's no point to hide it. There's no point at all. And it comes to a head when Mel is like talking about how he feels like they were falling apart and he's being pushed away, and he goes to like kiss her, and she horribly flinches because she sees the Darkling. And like, And then Mel's like, oh, I know, like, you be pushing me away makes perfect sense because that means you don't like me anymore. And so he runs away, right? And a lot of people have been saying that Mel's like using her and like hates her and is scared of her. But like, I get why Mel hates her, or like not hates her, but like almost hates her magic and stuff because it's corrupting her, because she's changing, because she's not telling him stuff and he knows that. And also, her power is freaking scary. She's as powerful as the Darkling who literally murders people. So of course he'd like, oh crap, like freak out at once. But after that one freak out, he's like, okay, fine, we're fine. I understand your power now, like let's go. But she, like Alina, never tells him anything. And then finally when she tells him about the visions, he's like drunk and like been fighting and is like super just depressed about their breakup, which makes sense. And so he goes to gambling and he goes to fighting and he goes alcohol, which makes sense because he's only human and he makes mistakes. But he kisses Zoya or whatever and doesn't push her away. So Alina's like, oh my god. And then Mel goes running after her. And then she's like, I see the Darkling. And then he like leaves. And that was the one thing I thought wasn't in Mel's character. I would think that when she's like, oh, I see the Darkling, like he would try to be like consoling her instead of walking away. Like I know he's drunk and everything and they broken up, but that I did feel like that wasn't in his character. But like if Alina would have just told Mel from the get-go everything that's going on, none of these issues would have happened. None of them. Not a single one of them. If she told him that her power was super amazing and like corrupting her and like she was kind of going crazy, he would have like been there for her, understood her. But no, she kept that a secret. If she would have told Mel that she was seeing the Darkling and like flinched because she saw the Darkling and he was like always there, he would have been like, okay, let's figure something out. Like, but she never does. She never tells anyone. She didn't tell Nikolai, she didn't tell Mel, she didn't tell her guards. She told no one, not a single freaking person. And I don't understand why. I don't understand what was the purpose of hiding these things. These were like real important things and people should have known about them, but she wanted to keep it a secret. And I don't know why. I don't know what good it does to keep it a secret. It all just went in her face. And I just like, it made me not like Alina. She was alright in the first book, but in this book she just irks me and her decisions are not the greatest. But people make mistakes. Mel made mistakes with drinking. She made mistakes about not telling him. Nikolai made mistakes about trying to go for it. Darkling is just an asshole. Whatever. So my other thing I kind of want to add is I think Nikolai and Darkling are high-key using Alina. Like, people I've seen all over Tumblr and stuff are like, oh, Mel's using Alina, just wants her for her power, blah, blah, blah. And maybe in the third book, that's what it is. But right now, I don't see it. I see Nikolai and Darkling high-key trying to use her. Nikolai wants to marry her to make an alliance and to make people like him. Freaking Darkling wants to use her because she can help him take over the world. Like, just real small, but like, I just don't understand why people hate my boy Mel. I love him. Mel, I love Mel. So now I'm gonna talk about like that ending fight at the end that wasn't really a fight. So the Darkling's like, yo, come to me, I won't hurt anybody, blah blah blah. And she's like, okay, and she goes to him. And then they start kissing. And then they start kissing. Why? Like, I don't. And it's not that like the Darkling initiated the kissing. No, it was Alina. Alina like went in there, started kissing the dude. Like, I don't understand. Why did she kiss him? I get what she was doing, and like you come to find out that she could control him, also use his power, and that's why she needed to like touch him or whatever, so she can go in there and grab it, just like he touched Alina and could use her power. But like, I don't understand the kiss. You could have just grabbed his hand or like hugged him or something and then used the power. But no, she had to kiss. She had to kiss him like a weirdo. And then she's like, while kissing him, she's like, I hope Mel is not watching. Like, you hope Mel's not watching, then why the hell did you kiss him? There was no need for kissing. There was not a 1% reason why she wanted to kiss him unless she likes him. And she doesn't. I don't get it. I'm having troubles. Someone help me. I don't understand anything that's happening in this book. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I do gotta say though, I like that Alina has white hair now. It was a real nice touch. Real nice touch. So another little thing is that a few people died in this book that were like pretty minor characters. Maria, I think it was. She got ripped apart or whatever, and I honestly didn't really care. And like I cared, but remember the whole time in the first book, Alina's like, I don't trust her, I don't like her, like we're just friends because it's easy. Like, so I don't understand why we're supposed to care that she died, and why we care that her boyfriend or whatever, Shiguri or whatever, is crying about it. Like, I get it, I feel for him, I understand, but I really don't care. Like, Alina, our narrator, doesn't care, so why should I care? I mean, she cares, but once again, she feels the same way I do. Like, okay, she's dead now. Wow, I didn't like her anyways. Like, I don't get it. And there's also Gina, her friend who could do all the makeup and stuff. Like, she didn't die, but at the ending she was like horribly mauled and blind and stuff, and I didn't care at all. I have no idea why that was a thing. Like, we cared about her in the first book because she was friends with Alina, and I liked her, but then we come to find out like she's an absolute asshole, like is on the Darkling side, like is a traitor, probably is killing the king, like all these things. And then even Alina's like, I don't, like, screw her, like I care, I want her to come with me, and if she'll come with me, I'll forgive her, but like I literally don't. She's like, I don't care. For her to be misshapen and scarred and stuff, like I don't care. Like I might have cared in the first book that she got all, scratched up and stuff when she was still friends with Alina and not an asshole. But no, I don't care. I don't care. Really don't. And then also there was like a short story in the back about like her keeping letters from Alina, from Mel, and giving it to the Darkling. Like, that even made me more not care about her. Like, she could die, and I don't think I'd care. Like, in the first book, when I thought she was a friend, yeah, maybe I'd care if she died. But like right now, from all the information Leigh Bardugo is telling me, I don't care about her. I don't care. I literally do not care a crap about her. Like, I don't. There's a small part of me that's like, oh, I care a little bit because, she was friends with Alina at first, but like now I don't. There's no reason to care about her. Like, I care about Mel. That's all I need to care about. Jesus. So, anyways, definitely, I think this is going to be a longer video than my first review because there's a lot of issues with this book. I still like it. I will still continue to read it, but I think I don't believe there's going to be any way that this series will be like remembered by me. I'm going to watch the Netflix show, but like honestly, I don't like when I recommend books to people and tell people my favorite books of all time. I don't think this series is going to be on there. Maybe Six of Crows when I read that, maybe. But so far, Shadow and Bone, I don't think so. There's just so much crazy and so much things that I don't like, and toxic people, and like I know this book, I don't remember when this book was, but Shadow and Bone was released in 2012, and that was the kind of time of bad boys and vampires and all this stuff and magic and stuff. And so I think it's right for that time period. But at this point, like, Darkling is horribly toxic. Nikolai just says things that I guess he only said one thing that I was like, why would you say that? Like, Alina should tell Mel things, and I don't know why she keeps the secret. Mel, shouldn't be gambling and fighting and stuff, but he's depressed, and like that's how he gets through his depression. Like, I think I don't know. I like it, but I don't like it at the same time. Um, Mel kind of saves the book series for me. I really gotta say, because I love him. I love him so much. He's my favorite character. Like, tattooed on my arm. Like, will love and protect Mel for the rest of my life. But the rest of the characters really don't mean much to me, and I don't know. I really like. I don't know. I'd recommend the first book, and if you like the first book, continue on with the series. But there's a small part of me that just like wants to stop reading because there's just like I don't like the Darkling's creepy, and I hate him. He's creepy and gives me a rapey vibe. Like, he's just disgusting, and I don't. I'm almost depressed that I don't like this book because so many people are like, "Oh my god, Shadow and Bone." I'm like, I don't know, because I just like people are like, "Oh my god, Shadow and Bone," and then I'm like, "Oh, cool, ooh, yeah, it's not really that good." And then I'm like, "Yeah, I really hate Mel and love Nikolai and the Darkling," and I'm like, I really don't understand you. If anybody's watching this that is a fan of these books and like loves Darkling and Nikolai and hates Mal, can you please just like tell me why that is? Because I don't understand it. I don't get it. Darkling, I don't. The Darkling's just like disgusting and gross. Nikolai isn't a right character. He's not like amazing. He's not like, whoa, Nikolai, whoa. And Mal's amazing and everyone hates him. And if it's like, oh, the third book will like, you'll understand the Darkling and you'll understand Nikolai and you'll hate Mel, like, maybe that's true. Maybe it is. Maybe the third book will save the series for me and it'll be my favorite series of all time. But I don't think so. From this book, it's just like, I don't know. And this book feels like a middle book to me. It feels like the middle book of a trilogy. It really does. It's just like, it's not filler, but it almost feels like filler. Like there's not a lot in here that matters. Not really. Like the only thing that matter is like, oh, she found the second amplifier and there was a siege on the Capitol and she's running away. That's it. Like, honestly, I think that's all you really need to know to go into the third book. Like, that's it. She got to the Darkling caught her. She found the amplifier. She escaped with Nikolai. She's at the Capitol, chilling with the army, trying to build an army, and then the Darkling sneaks up on her and she runs away. Like, that's it. It's really it. All you need to know for the third book. So, yeah, I guess as you can tell, I'm not really super woot about this series now. But I will continue. I'm hoping the third book will be better, but yeah, there's a lot of issues for me, and so hopefully they'll get fixed in the third book, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to rate this book, because like, I don't know, a 5, I guess. It's just like, the magic's cool, the geography's cool, the coloring, the clothes and stuff's cool. Mal and Alina's relationship is freaking adorable at the beginning, but then that even goes to crap. But at the end of the book, it seems like they're back together. I don't know, things are weird, but yeah. I hope you did enjoy. Don't forget the subscribe button with your post box to become part of AU Avengers Unlimited, and hit that like button with your white heater blade. And don't forget to hit that bell notification to get notified when I upload. And yeah, definitely comment down below, like, what do you think of Shadow and Bone? Like, why am I having such like doubts about it and mixed feelings while everybody else is like, oh my god, Shadow and Bone? Why do I love why do I love Mel and nobody else does? And why does everybody love Darkling and Nikolai when I don't? Someone please explain this to me. Someone please explain. Please explain. The only explanation I could even think of is that it's a 2012 book and it makes sense in the 2012 time period of Twilight and Vampire Diaries and all that stuff. But besides that, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And yeah. I'll see you dudes later. Bye.